Hi there, it's me, Annalisa Boyd, Orthodox Christian wife, mom to nearly 10. I'm almost in the double digits, and author of The Ascetic Lives of Mothers, Hear Me, and Special Agents of Christ, all through Ancient Faith Publishing. Today we are going to continue, I don't know how many part series this is going to be, but continuing with answering some questions that I had received in advance as part of a panel for a MOPs group. If you don't know what MOPS is, should have said this in the first one. It's a Mother of Preschoolers group. Our church has one that has been really neat for the community. There have been actually a number of families who've ended up either just coming to visit our church or some that have gotten chrismated as a result of this wonderful organization / program that we're able to offer in our church. So anyway, but they asked some questions for a panel of moms, and I'm just going to keep going through and trying to answer the questions the best of my ability based on either my personal experience or my understanding of life in the world around me. So this is not, I'm not a professional. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we're on question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What spiritual practices did you incorporate in your family throughout the seasons? So, seasons. In a family, there are a lot of seasons, and we do need to keep that in mind, that there are going to be seasons. I mean, if you just think of even like the desert, there's this movie, I don't even know if it was a real documentary, but there's this, it's called Animals Are Beautiful People. It's from the 70s. It's fantastic if you ever have the opportunity to watch it. My kids love it, mostly because there's a scene where the animals start, it's like in Engedi and a couple of different parts of Africa. Anyway, they start eating fruit from this tree that has fermented, and so they all get drunk. So there's a drunk elephant. There are drunk monkeys. There's the drunk hedgehog. I mean, they can't quite... Just thinking about it, they can't quite get moving. They're like falling over. It's hysterical. It's really fun. That's probably the favorite part. But anyway, there it shows like in the desert when rain actually comes, there are these flowers that come into bloom that lay dormant, and then it blooms and it's beautiful for like a couple days, and then everything's dead again. So in families, hopefully it's not quite like that, but in families there really are seasons that we go through where seasons where we are doing all the prayers with our hearts, not just rote. We're doing all of our prayers. We're really mindful of the fasts and the feasts. We're really mindful of and enjoying, the church services and being really involved in the life of the church. And then there are other seasons where, again, we're saying the Our Father, and that is really taking everything we have with the different situations that are going on. Something that I found, even when we are in the seasons where we can't necessarily get the whole family together for prayer time, I will still pray. And that has influenced, in a positive way mostly, the rest of the family to participate. So I'm only truly in control of me. I like to think that I can control everybody else in my house, but that is not true. They are either submitting to my will or not, but it is still a choice that they are making. And so if I'm going to participate in prayer no matter what, like 99% of the time, taking that moment to stand before the icons and pray to Christ, our Lord, they see that. So sometimes the seasons are us setting the example. And sometimes those seasons include our children participating directly in what we're doing. But no matter what, we are modeling that Christ comes first, that He is the God of the universe and worthy of our utter loyal devotion. And sometimes they just can't do that for whatever reason. I have some who have mental health issues, and even if I didn't, sometimes kids are just going through a challenging time where everything feels too big and they rebel against everything, but it's developmentally appropriate. It's hard as a mom, but it's developmentally appropriate. So that's we try to participate in as much of the life of the faith and the church as we can. And we try to stay in close contact with our spiritual father to help us through the lean times and encourage us through the times of plenty. So, all right, number 7, I think. Anyway, I'm not going to number them anymore. How do you deal with sibling rivalry in a productive and loving way? Tell them to each go to their own corner and come out fighting. No. Sibling rivalry. That is a really hard one because it has to do with feelings. And you can't make your children feel anything other than they feel. So, for example, if you have 2 children, as far as you're concerned, from what you can tell, you are raising them the same. You are providing opportunities for each, but one thinks that the other gets preferential treatment or is favored in some way. Now, as far as what you can tell, you are not doing that. You are, and you can even name, here are all the different things that we've helped you with or done for you, but that for whatever reason, they're not absorbing it the same way. All you can do is really try to be a listening ear. Sometimes we have to keep them separate. It's helpful if they can be involved in things that have nothing to do with each other. So if one is interested in music, it's kind of hard when they're both interested in the same thing. If they're doing sports, maybe they do different sports so that you can be cheering at completely different places. So they're not in the same, it's easy for us to group our children together in everything, especially when we have a lot, which I have done a lot of. But if they can have their own things that we can encourage them in and praise them in, then I think they have less to worry about. But a lot of it is stuff that they're going to have to figure out on their own, and we can only validate their feelings, that their feelings are valid. And it's hard when you feel jealous of somebody or feel like you're not being treated the same or something like that. But validating their feelings, because whether their feelings are right or wrong, their feelings are valid. They're theirs, and they're something that they have to work on or figure out how to function and love, even if they feel like the other sibling has a leg up or is getting preferential treatment. Okay, if you feel that way, I have a lot of examples of why it's not that way, but if you feel that way, what are you going to do with that? So it's encouraging them to try to work through those feelings and find those common grounds. What are the things, like with my older children, they liked all different things. They have lots of different feelings about who got treated what way and jealousy and all this stuff. But we met together on movies. So we watched old movies, Danny Kaye movies and Cary Grant movies and stuff like that. Good, valuable stuff. But we found some commonality, and that has been where the ones that tend to continue, because I've grown up ones that still have some of that sibling rivalry going on. But we try to find those common spaces where we can meet and be loving to each other. There you go. All right. How are we doing on time? I'm only getting to like 2 of these in each one. I'm sorry. I talk too much. I'm going to try to not talk as much. But we just have a few more. Okay? All right. God bless. And let's keep on working out our salvation one mama moment at a time. Thanks.